They weren't side characters. They were the movie. Dangerous, seductive, unforgettable. These 90s women didn't play it safe. Here are 12 films where the screen couldn't handle their heat. Vintage, bold, and still burning. Let's get into it. Basic Instinct, 1992, made Sharon Stone a global icon, almost overnight. Before this, she'd done some TV, a few B movies, and a small part in Total Recall. Then came Catherine Tremell, smart, seductive, dangerous, and always one step ahead. She wasn't playing a love interest. She was the one holding the weapon and writing the story. Stone fought to keep the role, and then completely owned it. The look, the voice, the stillness in the interrogation room. Critics debated if it was feminist or exploitative. Audiences didn't care. They were hooked. It became one of the most talked about movies of the 90s. And yeah, no one forgot that scene, or that stare. Wild Things, 1998, turned Denise Richards into a pop culture flashpoint. She plays Kelly, rich, spoiled, and way more dangerous than she looks. It starts off like a scandalous teen drama, then twists into a legal thriller, then goes completely off the rails. Richards walks the line between sultry and untrustworthy with total confidence. She's not trying to be deep, she's playing the game and playing it hard. The pool scene with Neve Campbell? It became one of the most paused, talked about, and parodied moments of the decade. People remember the sex appeal, but the real legacy is the chaos, the triple crosses, the smirks, the reveal after reveal. It's sleazy, it's smart, and somehow still unforgettable. Bound, 1996, put Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly at the center of a movie that didn't treat them like side characters or stereotypes. Gershon plays Corky, an ex-con with a quiet intensity. Tilly plays Violet, the mob girlfriend with a soft voice and sharp instincts. Their chemistry is immediate. No fake build-up, no hesitation. But this isn't just about sex. It's a con movie, and both women run it. Tilly leans into the Brady Femme Fatale thing, then flips it. Gershon stays cool under pressure, no matter how violent it gets. The Wachowskis wrote and directed it before The Matrix, and you can already see the precision. Every scene is tight. Every move feels planned. It didn't try to copy anything. It made its own lane, and others followed. Single White Female, 1992, doesn't work without Jennifer Jason Leigh. She plays Hetty, a shy, soft-spoken woman who moves in with Bridget Fonda after a breakup. At first, she's harmless, helpful, a little off. Then comes the haircut, the clothes, the slow unraveling. Leigh doesn't go big with it. She plays it quiet. Awkward glances, nervous smiles, and sudden intensity. You're never sure what's real, if she's lonely, manipulative, or both. That balance is what makes the movie stick. It hit right as 90s thrillers were becoming a thing. Glossy, dark, full of sexual tension and control issues. Leigh didn't just play the villain. She made her believable. And that's what made it scary. Species, 1995, made Natasha Henstridge a cult icon overnight. She plays Syl, a genetically engineered alien hybrid who escapes a lab and goes searching for a mate. Henstridge barely speaks in the film, but she doesn't need to. Her performance is all physical, curious one minute, deadly the next. There's a weird innocence to how she moves through the world, then she flips, fast. It's part horror, part sci-fi, and part glossy 90s thriller with wild practical effects. The film didn't get much love from critics, but it made a mark, especially in late-night cable history. Syl became one of those instantly recognizable characters, even if you'd never seen the whole movie. Blame H.R. Giger, or the dress. The Getaway, 1994, isn't subtle. It's loud, sweaty, and constantly on edge. Kim Basinger plays Carol, a woman stuck between loyalty and survival after helping bust her husband out of prison. She doesn't play it soft. She's angry, unpredictable, and always ready to throw down, verbally or physically. There's real tension between her and Alec Baldwin, partly because they were a couple off-screen. It bleeds into every argument, every glance. Basinger gives the film its bite. She's not arm candy, she's part of the chaos. It didn't win over critics, but it found a second life on VHS and cable. People remembered the motel scene, and how Basinger never blinked, even with a gun in her face. The Last Seduction, 1994, lives or dies on Linda Fiorentino, and she owns every second. She plays Bridget, a woman who steals drug money from her husband, skips town, and starts working the locals in a quiet upstate town. But this isn't a redemption story, it's a setup. Fiorentino plays it cold. No panic, no guilt, no wasted movement. She doesn't lure people in, they walk straight to her. Her delivery is sharp, dry, and always in control. Every line feels like a test. The film got buried by its own release strategy. It aired on cable before theaters, so Fiorentino wasn't Oscar eligible. Didn't matter. She still walked away with a cult following, and one hell of a legacy. Sliver, 1993, came out a year after Basic Instinct, and Sharon Stone was everywhere. This time she plays Carly, a book editor who moves into a sleek high-rise where the neighbors keep dying. She's not the killer. Probably. Stone plays it more reserved here, quieter, more vulnerable, but she still controls the screen. The tension doesn't come from big scenes, it's in the pauses, the looks, the way she leans into silence. The movie leans hard into voyeurism. Hidden cameras, strange glances, people watching people. It didn't land with critics, but the soundtrack sold millions and the vibe stuck. Stone didn't need another hit. She just needed to remind everyone she was still in charge. Color of Night, 1994, is a wild mix of therapy sessions, murder mysteries, and long, very graphic sex scenes. Jane March plays Rose, or maybe someone else, depending on how deep into the movie you are. She's unpredictable from the start. Sometimes playful, sometimes dangerous, always pulling you off balance. Her performance isn't showy. It's all in the shifts, voice, posture, expression, like she's slipping between masks without warning. The movie flopped in theaters but found a second life on VHS. Late-night cable turned it into cult material. People might not remember the plot, but they remember her. And that rooftop scene? Still debated, still replayed, still completely unhinged. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, 1992, turned Rebecca De Mornay into one of the most memorable villains of the decade. She plays Peyton, the new nanny with a hidden agenda. At first, she's warm, supportive, almost too perfect. Then things shift, quietly, slowly. De Mornay never overacts. That's why it works. Her control is the performance, the smile, the calm voice. It all hides something colder underneath. She doesn't seduce with sex, she seduces with trust. The movie came out during a wave of polished suburban thrillers, but this one stuck. People didn't remember the plot, they remembered her. Standing in the nursery, holding the baby, and never looking away. Fair Game, 1995, was Cindy Crawford's one shot at action stardom, and the movie leans into that hard. She plays a civil attorney who gets caught up in a mess involving ex-KGB assassins and stolen data. The plot is thin, the dialogue is rough, but none of that really matters. Cindy isn't trying to disappear into a role. She's there to be Cindy, camera ready in every scene, even when outrunning explosions. Her performance is stiff but watchable. It works because the movie never pretends to be something it's not. It bombed at the box office, then quietly built a cult following on late-night TV and home video. It's not great, but it's fun, and she never breaks a sweat. Jackie Brown, 1997, gave Pam Grier her comeback, and she didn't waste a second. She plays Jackie like someone who's done playing nice. Calm, collected, always thinking 2 moves ahead. Grier doesn't chew scenery, she grounds it. There's power in how little she reacts. She'd been a legend since the 70s, but this was something else. Older, sharper, cooler. Then there's Bridget Fonda. Blonde, stoned, barefoot, and dangerous in her own way. She plays Melanie, the kind of woman who looks harmless until you realize she's been playing dumb on purpose. Tarantino shot both like icons. Different styles, same impact. It's a hangout movie with tension baked in, and the slowest, coolest sting in crime film history. These weren't background characters. They were the movie. If you're into dangerous women, forgotten thrillers, and cult classics that still burn, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Vintage Verse for more wild picks from the past.